because they've been a wild ride of emotions ever since we started covering them. Starting off the international window with a loss to Australia, man.
A big one.
A big
loss, bro. 5-1. 5-1. And I was immediately thinking the coaching change. Because Shin Tae-young did not deserve to be let go.
Right.
But I said, you know what? It's Australia, who are in great form. Let me see one more game. Let me see one more game under Kluivert at home in Indonesia, hosting a team that you should be able to beat in Bahrain. Let me see that game. And our questions were answered because they dominated Bahrain.
They could have won 2-0, 3-0. Marcelino knew how to square the ball, bro.
I know.
Oh, my God.
I know, man.
If he just squares that ball over, they win this game 2-0, 3-0 easily, bro, because this was a big game going in. If you're looking at the table, they were tied on points. Bahrain had defeated Indonesia at home after a controversial ending. So Indonesia needed to get those 3 points back. And yeah, I agree. From what I saw today, it was very impressive from Indonesia, ultimately dominating this Bahrain side and showcasing that they were the better team with some great offensive opportunities. And what was the name of the striker, man? Because it wasn't Stroik. It was
bootleg Martin Odegaard. Terhar Romani, man.
Yeah, good goal.
Great goal.
Yeah.
Great finish. And he was actually fantastic this entire window for Indonesia. He has really come in for a strike. I think he's the better player. He's been a great addition to this side because now you have Romani up top, Ferdinand in kind of like a drift secondary position, and then Orat Mangguin as an out-and-out winger. The front three of Indonesia, I think, is complete now.
Good, and that's big because we mentioned that their defense is good enough for teams of Bahrain's level.
Yes,
good enough. And Justin Hubner, Idzes, Ramadani, they all did great today. Shout out Martin Paez, FC Dallas' very own.
Yes,
but the offense, we've been trying to figure that out. It's been exciting at times, but it hasn't been truly consistent. I still wish they could have finished those opportunities, man, because this game could have been put away.
Yeah.
And they just kept it tight. They kept it tight. But regardless, man, it's 3 major points here. Does it solidify for them progress into the next round in that 4th or 3rd place spot?
Their next match is against China. That's the final. That's a World Cup final for Indonesia. It's in Indonesia as well. If they win that game, I say it's secured 100%. The last game will not matter, no matter what. Even if they draw that game, I actually think they'll have a very good chance to go through. But if China steal this from Indonesia,
they beat them already, man.
It's over. That's the thing. And what's crazy is that China will have big incentive because China have the easiest schedule remaining. If China beat Indonesia, then they play Bahrain to finish.
Right.
And China can beat Bahrain.
They win both games, they're through.
They're through. And Indonesia will be out. So I see Saudi Arabia, for as bad as they've been, I see them finishing in the playoff position. So Indonesia are in a final against China. But, dude, it's crazy that China actually have just as good a chance as Indonesia because Indonesia is losing against Japan in that last match.
That's the problem.
So they're maxed out with the 3 points that they can gain from China. That's it. They're not going to beat Japan. So Indonesia have to beat China. If they do that, though, they're through. They're through the next round.
Is that a big indication of, would it have a big impact on what you think of Kluivert if he beats China here?
Yeah, I think it would have a huge impact. This is a must-win situation for Indonesia. I mean, I don't even think they've ever had a situation like this in their entirety of their nation's existence. The players are going to go through what no other Indonesian player has ever gone through before. This is why you bring in
nervous, bro. You're making me nervous.
This is why you bring in Kluivert, because supposedly he has the experience, right? Which he does.
No.
Does he have it at a coaching level? We're going to see in that match against China.
Indonesians, I already know you guys are watching the video, and I want to know y'all's thoughts. How do you feel about the Indonesian squad? The next 2 games remaining, this is the highest stakes that have ever existed for an Indonesian national team. They have the chance of going to the World Cup or at least progressing to the next round in Asia. It's there. This is all you could have wanted. Close it out against China, man. Close it out.
Imagine if China just... Imagine they've been bottom of the table the entire time, and then they just finish the group with 2 wins, and they go through to the next round.
That'd be peak AFC. That would be peak AFC right there.
It really would. It really would,
They got good fans,
bro.
man. They got good fans.
Great fans.